Hello, honorable members of the clan. So let's talk about the Senzo Meyiwa case, guys. I know I haven't talked about this case in a very long time, and I get questions all the time. Clantis, why did you stop talking about the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial? I have said it over and over and over. I think in 2025, I said it more than once that unfortunately the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial has no justice. And I did say with an apology in my heart to the Meyiwas that, listen, I feel terrible. I feel terrible that I have to say what I had to say. But I think every one of us, including the Meyiwa family, should accept that this is it. There's no justice. The people that are brought before that court, they are wrong people. The people that's supposed to be in the dock are the people that were with Senzo Meyiwa on the 26th of October 2014. None of these five men that are accused of unaliving him are actual perpetrators. And so I was listening to a podcast by Meyiwa Africa. Please go listen to it. I'm going to be playing snippets of it. Actually, I'm not going to play snippets of it. I'm going to play the segment that what's his name, the former Hawks Major General Prince Mukotedi, he said what we always said here on this very channel. I think he even came this short of saying that the Senzo Meyiwa case, not the trial, the case is a cold case. He came this close to saying it. So we are having a trial, an active trial on a cold case. So that means this case has not been resolved for us to be actually having a trial to come to a conclusion type of situation. And one of the things that you are going to pick up from this interview is that he prides himself as an investigator. Not just any investigator, but an expert investigator. And as an expert investigator, who are you and me to argue with that when he says it's unlikely that Senzo Meyiwa was shot by intruders? And two, there is no intruder holding a gun will allow people to be pushing him out, some even hitting him with a crutch, like the story we've been told in court. Because I'm carrying a gun, I don't know, y'all. Poo, 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 poo. Basically, that's what he was saying. So he believes that Senzo Meyiwa was unalived by one of the people that were in the house. The part that I love the most about what he said is that the timing, we must look at the timing of Senzo's unaliving. It will tell you a lot. So let's recap a little bit with my conspiracy theory. I had 4 conspiracy theories, but I'm not going to tell you all the conspiracy theories. I'm going to tell you the one that is highly likely of the 4. It is the 25th of October. Is it October? Yeah, 25th of October, 2014. Senzo Meyiwa, Kelly Khumalo, Zandile Khumalo were together. I think Kelly Khumalo even performed somewhere in Soweto on the 25th. It rained, and Senzo Meyiwa also played that particular Friday. And there was, I guess, Kelly Khumalo, I don't know how it happened. I think Senzo played first, and then they went to where Kelly had to perform. From there, I guess there was a let me remember my conspiracy theory. I think there might have been an argument between Zandile Khumalo and Longwe Twala, whom at the time allegedly they were boyfriend and girlfriend. So from what I think was happening, Longwe Khumalo kept calling Zandile Khumalo, where are you? I haven't seen you, whatever the case might be. And he found out that she is with Kelly Khumalo and Senzo Meyiwa. Now, Senzo Meyiwa is a soccer star. And as a soccer star, guess who he's going to hang out a lot with? Yeah, his male friends. So in Longwe Twala's head, he started having his own conspiracy theories about, Usenzo Dyson Tombiami to his boys type of situation. Mind you, at the same time, Senzo Meyiwa is going to go to some party the following day, the 26th of October, and he has invited his friend Utumelo Madlala from KZN. And he was with also Mthokozisi, I think, on the 26th of October, where they went to Midrand, they went to Wimpy's, came back, and I think at that time still Ulongwe was calling. But now it's the 26th, remember? Where did they sleep? Where did they sleep? Obviously, they would have slept at Senzo Meyiwa's house, somewhere in I think, the south of Joburg. And of course, if Kelly Kumalo is there, Senzo Meyiwa is there, definitely there's got to be a friend of Senzo Meyiwa who's a male who's also going to be sleeping at the house. I think at this point it's Mthokozisi. And where is Mthokozisi going to sleep? And where is Zandile, my girlfriend, is going to sleep? That's where my conspiracy theory actually begins. So, 26th, they changed their minds from going to the party. They all decided to go and hang out in Vosloorus at Kelly Kumalo's house. But before they hung out at Kelly Kumalo's house, they had to go to the N3 to pick up Tumelo Madlala. They passed by, they bought some meat and alcohol, I suppose, and some soup. And they went to the Kumalo house in Vosloorus. Now, this is where the crucial part of what Mr. Mukotedi is saying as an investigator. You must look at the timing of unaliving of Senzo Meyiwa. So we know that they are spending the afternoon at Kelly Kumalo's house. They had a little braai, and then they sat down and started watching soccer. I'm thinking around that time is what time? Probably between 4, maybe 3, 4, right? And then guess who SMS's Uzandile? It is Longwe. Longwe found out that they are actually hanging out at Kelly Kumalo's house. And then when he gets to Kelly Kumalo's house, Ulongwe texts Uzandile, I'm outside. What time do you think that is? It's probably, I think it was the second half of the game that they were watching. So let's say it's now approaching 5 p.m. at that time. Approaching 5. And then Zadile goes outside. I guess there was an altercation of some sort. Well, from what I gathered about Uzandile, unobuhlaza phakathi, and so maybe that aggravated Ulongwe. Now, Ulongwe walks into the house, let's say maybe ngabo 5:15 kanje, because Uzandile and him, I think Zandile was like, hey, you go, and then she went back to the house where Kelly Kumalo was dropping some jokes allegedly, and then he comes Ulongwe. Remember what the witnesses, especially the two guys, Unakuzanu Tumelo and Umtogo, said. Longwe Twala came, he didn't greet. He didn't greet. I mean, in most cases, when you find people in a house and you coming from the outside, you greet the people inside. So they started talking to amongst each other. I think Umtogo asks Senzo and says, hey, who's this guy? So now we're thinking it's around 25 past 5. Remember, the estimation time of Senzo's death is between 5:30 and, I think it's between 5:30 or something. And then I think, because we also hear a voice, it's not a voice, it's an audio of Longwe Twala being interviewed by Metro FM. You remember what he said? Exactly. So how do you... right now we're just going to say allegedly, and you already know the story of what happened in the interview with Metro FM. It's about the gun. that did not make sense, by the way. Him running out because of whatever. Anyways, this is my theory. This is my theory. And it's not reality. I wasn't there. It's my theory. And so Longwe, ukwatile. And who is he angry at? He's more angry at Nakuzan Senzo than I think he is at Zandile. But to get to Nakuzan to Senzo, he had to do something that will make Senzo to do something. You know? Like umupile type of situation. And so what happens is, then longer, I think he may have tried to Uzandile, and that of course made Senzo get up to defend Uzandile against Ulongwe Uzandile getting from Ulongwe, my suspicion. And of course, because he is strapped, he pulls it out and boom, one shot, close range, in the heart. That's it. That's 5:30. That is 5:30. So that is why former Major General Prince Mukotedi says the timing will tell you that the person that shot and unalived Senzo Meyiwa is one of the people that he was with. Highly unlikely to have been intruders. Because if it was intruders, there would have been more than one person unalived that particular day. I agree. Haven't you said that on this channel? Haven't you said that on this channel? And Futige, on top of that, you guys who are bringing, now that you are learning about Untuli. Untuli apparently doesn't play no games and he leaves no witnesses behind. He leaves no witnesses behind. So they forgot that part. Uguti, hey, we also need to make sure people that really, really, really got injured because Untuli. You know what I'm trying to say here? But anyways, I am just going to keep quiet and we are going to react to the clip. It's not that long. I think it's about 10 minutes long, if I'm not mistaken. We are going to listen attentively to that segment. Okay, so let's check it out. All right.
Yes. One of the cases that is still ongoing that people still want answers for that you dealt with was the Senzo Meyiwa murder case. Yes. You did a reconstruction of the case. Yes. So take us through, because the case has been dragging for this long. Yes. You did the construction. What exactly did you find out in that whole thing? Look, what we did was that because there was towing and throwing and whatever, and so on, in terms of the policy, and I must say this, DPCI, in terms of the policy, has the prerogative to take a docket or not. Yes. You know, so if we think that we can take the particular docket, we can take it. Unlike IDAC, where, you know, the section 27 and 28 and so on. So for us, if I feel like, if we're convinced that that matter is complicated enough, we can take that. If there's any differences, the law says how that must be resolved. So, Clemens said, Mokotedi, I want you to take the Senzo Meyiwa case. Okay. And Clemens at the time is the head of the Hawks. Yes, the national. Yes, yes. I said, no, fine, General, let me have a look at it. I took the docket, I read that docket, I made a lot of notes, gave the investigators to run with that particular thing. And then I realized that, you know what? There's a lot of this one said this, and this one said that, and this one said that. Let's go and reconstruct this thing. The crime scene. The crime scene. Yes. We even called the ballistic guy. Yes, Maj-Gen. Yes, we even called Maj-Gen. But what we did there was, I wanted actors. Yes. You know, to be there as the people were saying. Yes. You know, yes. But we got the actual witnesses. Yeah.
So we get the actors to play certain roles. So I went to Vets and I said, you know what? I need actors, people who can play these particular roles. And they were brilliant.
Okay.
So went to that house is in Fosloras. We went to Fosloras.
Yes.
We brought in our comms guys. We brought in everybody else. They were recording everything from A to Z, basically. So I then started. I said, okay, let me start with. I think it was Mtokozizi. I forgot their names. Mtokozizi, this one and that one and that one. The only person who didn't come was Chico's son.
A long way.
Yeah. I must apologize to say Chico's son.
It's longer to it's an adult.
Yes.
It's an adult.
I must say,
yes.
I forgot the name, but it's long way.
Yes.
He's the one who didn't come. We just asked them to come.
Yes, but everyone else was there.
Everyone else was there, and then what I then did was that. Remember, it's Longwe, it's Kelly, the sister,
Mtokozizi,
the mother, and all of those. I said, okay,
Melo as well. Who was also, yes. Yeah.
I said, tell me, where were you seated?
Yes.
On that particular day. He said, no, I was seated here, and then what happened? And then as we're seated, Kelly was here, and Kelly's sister,
Zandi
was there, and then what happened? One guy came in, and he did 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one ran there, this one ran there. Okay, we're recording everything.
Yes.
Okay, I hear you. No, thank you very much. Next, come in. Where were you seated? No, I was seated here. So we're able to say, we look at the entire story. So I sat down and I said, this one says this one says this one says this. Where are the commonalities? Where are the differences? And all of those kind of things. But I think for me, the important thing was with regards to the firearm. How he was shot. And the explanation of how he was shot said to me that it's less likely to be an intruder.
Less likely to be an intruder.
That is my submission.
Okay.
And if they do, they have not subpoenaed me, by the way.
Okay.
And I'm told, Muzi, I'm not bragging or anything. I'm told that it was the first time SAPS did a reconstruction, and they are using that to train not only students here, detective students here in South Africa, how to construct
a crime scene,
reconstruct the crime scene. They're also using it.
Yes.
So that is my and you'll pardon me because it will be great if they even invite me and I share my, because remember now you are sharing your expertise.
Yes.
Giving your experience on this thing as to. The long and short of it is that apparently it's short when there was fracas.
Yes.
And then I said, if there was a fracas, who was sitting where? Yes. Who was standing where? We're saying no, the shooter was, they were pushing him out.
The shooter?
Yeah.
Who was pushing the shooter out?
Zandi, the mother, and everybody else. They were pushing the shooter out of the house. One of them, I think he was using a
Stumelo with a fractured leg.
Fractured leg.
Yes.
So they were hitting him with that thing.
Yes, that's it.
With the
yes.
They were hitting him with the thing. And look, I'm an investigator. I mean, if I'm an intruder, there's no way that you're going to push me out. And I have a firearm, and I shoot one bullet.
Okay.
No, there's no way.
So, after the reconstruction of the scene, that you reconstructed, the Senzo Meyiwa made a scene, what does it tell?
It tells me that the person who shot was somebody they were familiar with, that they could say, go. Because it wasn't, you see, if I push you out, and it's a fight, Muzi, hey man, I wouldn't just say, hey man, go. No,
okay.
I would push you. I would slam you against the wall. I would You know what I'm saying?
So Mangena was there when he did the reconstruction.
No, Mangena was there.
So what was his take when he said, okay, they said, oh, we're pushing him. Does he say the bullet hole, does it reflect with whatever they're saying?
Yes. The bullet hole came from here, I think, and then it left. Yes.
Yes.
So they in terms of his analysis,
Yes.
the trajectory of the bullet showed that it was close range.
Okay.
In that, you know. And also the shell fell into the sink. The section was small.
No, yes. So what's your take? This case has been dragging for this long. I mean,
and I was involved again. We re-interviewed them again and so on.
Yes.
Now, here is the thing for me. The everything else is common in as far as who was seated where and all of those kind of things, and where was Senzo seated. The late Senzo was seated. Until, you see, I'm being cautious because I might be called to testify.
Yes. I get you. And also don't want to lead evidence that might be needed in court. Yes.
That might be needed in court.
Yes.
But they have my tapes.
Yes, the reconstruction tapes.
Yes, they have the reconstruction tapes. And I think what should have happened was to say, the person who reconstructed this thing must come.
Yes.
You know, I would probably have to go through them again.
Because it has been long.
Because it's been long and so on. I think that case should have been finalized long time ago.
Okay. Why do you think it's dragging this long?
I think that the investigators are overcomplicating this thing. I think what had happened was, and I must say this, Mzi, after the reconstruction, and having discussed with the investigators and so on, and said this is my view on this thing, and this is how I think we should proceed in terms of this particular investigation. The docket was taken away from me.
I had because remember we did the Senzo Meyiwa documentary for Netflix.
Yes.
When we heard that there was this reconstruction of the scene, we asked for it and they flatly denied.
They must ask for those tapes. They must ask for those tapes.
They denied us. Yeah. We asked because we said we just want to see the reconstruction. How was it played? You know, who said what in the reconstruction?
It was the best. It was the best of the best. And I'm not bragging. And I'm sorry to the audiences about this thing because I thought it through, Mzi, and even the comms guys, you know, even the actors, we brief them in terms of the statements.
Yes.
You know, the guy says no. 2 people entered. We said 2, and then what happened? He says no. This one stood here, and then the other one stood there, and then what happened? So the whole thing would give you a sense of where are the commonalities, where are the glaring contradictions.
What are the glaring contradictions? Let's go there. What are the glaring contradictions that you picked up during the reconstruction of the scene?
Because it's live.
Yes.
Let me hold because the case is on. Let me reserve it.
Okay.
But I think for me the key thing, if you have to resolve this, it's around the time of the shooting and how he was shot. It will tell you whether this person, they were familiar with them or not. That is my thing, because I'm submitting that if there were 2 guys in the house, both with firearms, both with firearms apparently, there is no way that you can push us out.
Okay.
There's no way. See, there's no way.
Yeah, I also don't want to say much because, like we said, the case is still.
I'm just saying in terms of my reconstruction. Let me just leave it there and yeah.
Well, as you have heard the expert investigator himself, who reconstructed the entire crime scene, can you refute that? I don't think so. Anybody that doubts that one of the people among Senzo's friends pulled the trigger, whether by accident or intentionally, one of them did. One of them did. One of them came with a gun. And when that person came with a gun, they were angry. They were angry because they had all these conspiracy theories running through their mind from the 25th of October 2014 all the way on into the 26th of October 2014 up until when they arrived and text I'm outside. And because maybe the Mushika Shika was still going on, she went back inside to rejoin the people in there. Omlandela. And he's strapped. He's strapped. And I agree. Look at the timing. The timing will tell you whether these people know each other or not. Highly unlikely to have been intruders. This is what this channel has been saying since 2023, when this case resumed, what is it called again? De novo. When this case resumed de novo, we listened to the evidence, we listened, we're like, nah. Especially when Zandile took the stand, Zandile was all over the place, and then Togozisi, then like, hang on a minute. I understand that not all of us are gun experts, but the only gun that I think most of us know that has a flying wheel is a revolver. And now, why do we have a 9mm? Dlalwa ngathi, and the Western state resources currently this matter. Because it's supposed to have ended. You know when this case was supposed to end? Judge Rata Mukwatleng supposed to have put an end to this case after the first responders. After the first responders, because the crime scene was already contaminated. Anything beyond that, you are, I don't know, you're looking for a needle in a haystack. Look how many years later, we are still in the haystack looking for a needle. The case was messed up right there when they abandoned the crime scene and left a civilian. Some other people are saying, no, he wasn't a police officer, but still, it was not an officer who is objective. Because allegedly was the uncle. I don't know how true all of that is. But that's when Rata was supposed to say, well, I think in America they will call that a mistrial. But hey, let's waste states' resources. Here we are. Still. And I did say, unfortunately, this case is going, no, justice is not going to be served. And the moment I saw that, I did not see the need for me to continue being made a fool of by Advocate Baloyi. I don't like to be made a fool of. That's my problem. The moment I see Allah and being made a fool of, I walk away. I walk away. But one thing I do know for sure, time will tell. And I will come back and say, what did I say? That's why it's not because I'm not interested or I don't support the Meyiwas. I do support the Meyiwas. I really, really want them to get justice for Senzo. But the government is playing games, unfortunately. They're playing games. They want to be seen to be doing something, but they have the wrong accused. They still even haven't. How over a year later, after the lead investigator Gininda saying that Ukeli Khumalo is the mastermind, but she's still not arrested. She's still not in the accused number 6. What kind of a criminal case is that? That the mastermind is roaming the streets. Anyways, let me leave the video right here. I thought, let me show you guys why I walked away. Not because, oh, I was threatened. No. We've been through it. We've been through worse, but still continued talking about this matter. I just realized we are being made a fool of, and I am sorry. There's no justice here. And then I just pulled away. That's what I did. Other than that, I hope we understand each other, and I will still I do keep an eye on what's going on in the Senzo Meyiwa. And right now they're playing with phone calls. All fiction. All fiction in that courtroom. Here's an investigate. You can't dispute what he's saying. You cannot. With the reconstruction, you cannot. No one else that I believe. I don't believe Guinea. I never did. This is the investigator, I believe. And that, okay, I think I'm saying this for the umpteenth time. Thank you all. Please, whatever you do, enjoy your Monday. Yeah, goodbye.